Did you ever think it would be a time that 30,000 people lost their job in one day? Did you think that the biggest retailer of all time was going to give us the opportunity to make money like we never made before? And if it's one investment that you can look back 5 years from now and say, I wish I would have done that, my friends, you're in the right place. The stocks of the week, well, we're going to talk about the good stock, the bad stock, and that one stock that might be a game changer in your portfolio. Before we get started, as always, like, subscribe, and share to our channel. In real life, I'm a certified financial planner. Been blessed to help thousands of people worldwide. But on these social media airways, we're giving information. This information might change your investments and your portfolio forever. You guys ready for these three stocks? Let go.
And you just wanna get paid. Tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late. Yeah, pay for profits to help you seek change. And you just wanna get paid. Yeah, tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late. Pay for profits to help you seek change. Yeah, cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours.
This is why we say buy the dip. Amazon, the stock of the week, up by 12% this week, you guys. Based on what happened 2 weeks ago. If anybody watches Netflix, if anybody goes shopping at Whole Foods, Amazon has AWS. It's called Amazon Web Services. So years ago, we had servers. And those servers were these big warehouses with these big old computers. But over time, Amazon said, instead of having these big servers, you can keep this in the cloud where all the information is out there in cyberspace, but it's protected. And those servers don't run 24 hours. They run as needed. But 2 weeks ago, everything paused because Amazon servers, or AWS, Amazon Web Services, was hacked. And that had a lot of people thinking not so good. And Amazon stock went down by 7% in one day. A horrible drop. But one man's investment trash is another man's investment treasure. So we knew eventually Amazon would get back to where they were. But then something else happened. Was it scheduled to happen? To kind of have some press for the investors to say, we're cutting resources, not saying it's good. But then Amazon literally cut 30,000 jobs on Monday. The biggest cut ever for a company in one day. Now, they say most of this is corporate jobs, and they might scale it back to maybe 15,000. So they said they're going to do 30. They might do 15. Who knows? And we don't want to see anybody lose their job. What happened? Well, when we have people buying the dip, and then also the ability to have a higher profit margin, what happens? Amazon stock for the week is up by 12%, going from $223 a share to $250 a share at its peak. An investment like crazy. S&P 500 averages 8 to 9% a year. Amazon in 1 week, a Mag 7 stock, by the way, is up by 12%. This goes to show when things happen like that, instantaneous drops of a stock, it is a buying opportunity. Now, I didn't think Amazon was going to go up so quick. If so, we would have put more of our clients' money into it. We did invest a little bit in Amazon on Monday, though, after that came out last week, but not as much as what we could have. And with investing, we always look back and say, I wish I could have. So lesson learned from Amazon, the stock of the week being up by 12%. You have to take advantage of catastrophic things that happen with companies. Long term, we think it's going to be one of the catalysts. And we could all say, Amazon's not going anywhere. I know, because every single time I look up when I get home, it's a box at the gate or at the door. My wife loves Amazon, and I love my wife, so keep on shopping at Amazon. And Bezos wants us to keep on shopping there as well. So the stock of the week, Amazon. Then on the flip side, we have the bad stock of the week. And we all use this. If you're younger generations, on Instagram or WhatsApp if you're international. If you're older, Facebook, I'm like in the middle as 43, Facebook and Instagram. I like to hold on to my youthfulness, right? But with my VAs and my individuals who work for us overseas, we use WhatsApp. So we use Facebook every single day in many, many capacities. But Meta, Facebook, down by 12% because it is a slower pace in ad revenue. You see, Meta gets so much money on ads. If we're on Facebook, we see those ads pop up. If we're on Instagram, we see those ads pop up. You probably see our ads with our estate planning platform, the Relax Estate. Well, they had a drop in ad revenue because more individuals, especially the youth, are going towards TikTok. So when we have less money and less money going to the youth, what happens? Investors don't like that. So Meta is down. Also, Uncle Sam came calling because last year they made more money than what was expected. What happened? Well, as easy as it is, they had a higher tax bill. Have a higher tax bill, you got to pay more money. Now, of course, they have tax strategies all over the place. Like myself, not Meta's tax strategists, but they have tax strategists, but still, when you make more money than estimated, you got to pay Uncle Sam. That alongside with AI spending. 5 years ago was all about the metaverse. They've kind of went around that and they want to do now more AI specific, not the metaverse, this, world that doesn't exist, but it exists kind of on virtual reality websites. So they're spending more money. So when you spend more money, you don't have as much revenue and you pay more taxes, then of course your profit margin goes down. Your earnings per share goes down, which is EPS. And that's what happened. No alarm. I think this might be an investment opportunity. Just like with Amazon last week being down by 7%, this is down by 12%. If it gets back to where it was, even if it takes a year, if it gets back to where it was, my friends, that is a dramatic gain to the tune of 17%. As I said, the stock market on average makes 9% a year. So this is almost doubling the stock market. I don't think Meta /Facebook /Mark Zuckerberg is going anywhere. WhatsApp is only going to continue to grow as we're a globalist society now. Instagram, the kids will continue to use Instagram. Facebook, we know that y'all going to continue to use Facebook. So they're not going anywhere. So I think this is an investment opportunity. Now, do I say YOLO? All your money? Of course not. As a certified financial planner, I'm just giving information, not recommendations, and past performance does not guarantee future results. But this is an investment that you might want to look into to buy the dip. And the opportunity of the week is Microsoft. Now, yes, Microsoft is down. Microsoft's down by 1.5% this week. So even though the market, is up basically for the week, Microsoft is down. But here, my friends, is why it's an opportunity. It's a company that has taken over how we do business today, personally and professionally, and that business is called OpenAI. And Microsoft a few years ago bought 49% of OpenAI, the owner of ChatGPT. Well, they basically finalized the deal. And that deal says going forward, they own over 20% of the company. OpenAI is going to continue to go up, which is in the first to second inning of AI, not the ninth. So as OpenAI goes up, we know a fifth of that revenue is going to go to Microsoft. Was that a good thing or a bad thing? I think that's a great thing. So it's like buying a private company because OpenAI is a private company. ChatGPT, you can't buy that stock right now unless you buy Microsoft stock or AMD because they do all the chips that power it. So more investors as OpenAI gets more adopted, as more people use ChatGPT. Literally 20% of the world uses ChatGPT right now. Think about that. 3 years ago, nobody knew what ChatGPT was. Now 20% of the world uses ChatGPT. That number's only going to get bigger, and Microsoft is going to take advantage of that. Also, their cloud-based business, Microsoft Cloud, right? We have some of our stuff in Microsoft Cloud and other, because we diversify when it comes to cloud services, just like we diversify our investments. But Microsoft Cloud, wow, what a whopping year. Their cloud revenue was up by 15%. They made $281 billion just on cloud services alone last year. And their Azure revenue, the database, up by 34% year to year. Another $75 billion. Collectively, over $350 billion with a B. $350 billion of revenue that was not even a part of their company 6 years ago. That is how we transform. Even big old companies like Microsoft. It ain't about Word or Excel or PowerPoint. No, it's about cloud and finding ways to grow. And they're doing it from a business standpoint with Azure and with their cloud. This strategic execution is why I think Microsoft being down right now is an opportunity of a lifetime. You couple them pivoting how they run their business. Everybody uses Microsoft 8 to 10 times a day. And if you're in a professional environment, you use it 50 to 75 times a day between your emails, Outlook, PowerPoint, and Excel. And then the OpenAI play, the ChatGPT play, where they now own 20+% of ChatGPT in perpetuity. When OpenAI gets IPO'd 4, 5, 6 years from now, Microsoft's going to have a huge spike because of that. Should we invest in that now? That's just like people thinking about Google 20+ years ago. If I only would have invested in Google. This is your Google moment now with Microsoft, a company that we know will continue to grow. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results, but it should continue to grow because of how it's structured now. Microsoft, the opportunity. So the stock of the week, Amazon. The bad stock of the week that might be a great opportunity, Meta. And the opportunity maybe of our lifetime, Microsoft. Comment below. Are we in these companies? Do we don't believe in these companies? What other companies am I missing out on? As you know, I'm a certified financial planner. As always, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. And we're just giving information, not recommendations, but hopefully this makes you a better person for your portfolio and just more educated anyway. As always, like, subscribe, share to our channel as we hit the 1,000 mark for followers. Help a brother out. Let's make some painful or painless profits together, y'all. Peace.